Wednesday, the murder magnet. Wednesday Addams attracts chaos like a magnet. After the Hyde terror of Season 1, she returns to Nevermore with her psychic visions stronger, but more confusing than ever. Now they focus on Enid, showing her best friend in danger. A prophecy that becomes an obsession. To the school, she's outcast royalty. But Wednesday wants nothing to do with the spotlight. Her visions roar back when Enid is kidnapped, and Pugsley is drained as a living battery by Isaac Knight. Wednesday storms Iago Tower, shatters Isaac's device, and rescues them both. She also uncovers hints that Aunt Ophelia may still be alive, locked inside her visions like a phantom clue. Her dynamic with Morticia shifts from hostility to uneasy respect, grounded in brutal honesty. Romance takes a backseat, no Tyler love story this time. Instead, Wednesday faces family, legacy, and horror head-on. By the finale, she destroys Isaac's machine, but victories cut both ways. Tyler escapes, Enid is permanently alpha, and Thing's origin is tied to Isaac. Bruised and scarred, Wednesday ends stronger and more certain of her path. She's still the murder magnet, only now she's learning to control what her darkness draws in. Morticia, the visionary mother. Morticia Addams returns Season 2 wiser, sharper, scarred. She's not just a creepy mother in shadow, she's a psychic dove, with powers tied deeply to Wednesday's. Flashbacks reveal she and Morticia's past at Nevermore, her encounter with Isaac Knight, even her severing of his hand. That act sets up the Thing origin twist. This season, Morticia is pulled into fundraising under pressure from Principal Dort. Bianca is forced to brainwash her. Family loyalties get blurry. But Morticia's moral spine holds. She helps expose corruption, fights for justice. Her relationship with Wednesday becomes more complicated, from conflict to fragile alliance, as daughter and mother share visions and burdens. She also deals with her own legacy. Morticia's mother, Hester Frump, appears, rich, powerful, with second sight abilities she claims to have mostly retired. Hester's presence reopens old Addams family wounds, rivalries, and paternal guilt. Morticia must balance her motherhood, her psychic lineage, and what she believes Wednesday should become. In the finale, Morticia helps clear Gomez's name again, helps defeat Isaac, mourns what's lost, especially her old power, and what Enid's permanent wolf state means. She becomes mentor, teacher, protector. Not perfect, but someone who won't ever back down. Gomez, the eccentric protector. Gomez Addams is love and loyalty made flesh, with flair. In Season 2, he stays close to Morticia, both guiding Wednesday and taking on threats his way. His past with Isaac Knight comes into play. Isaac once tried to drain Gomez's electrokinesis until Morticia stopped him. That loss shapes many of his fights now. He enrolls Pugsley in Nevermore once the boys' powers emerge, navigates new school politics, guards the family house, their always creepy home away from home. When Barry Dort needs big donors, Gomez and Morticia are pulled into the spotlight, forced to maneuver carefully, publicly and privately. Gomez's humor breaks tension, his exuberant generosity, his fence duels, his loyalty to weirdness, but also hides fear. Will Wednesday survive prophecy? Will Tyler, a former love interest, return? Can Pugsley stay safe? In the finale, Gomez recognizes Slurp as Isaac Knight, connecting dots Morticia missed. He supports Wednesday in battle, but also trembles at consequences. By the end, Gomez is the steady pulse behind Addams' resilience. He's not just guarding home, he's trying to protect a future of outcasts, torment, power, and love intertwined. Pugsley, the electric brother. Pugsley Addams, younger brother to Wednesday, comes into Season 2 no longer just sidekick. He's developing powers, agency, and danger. He enrolls as a freshman at Nevermore once his electrokinesis fully emerges. He's quiet, mischievous, loyal, yet underestimated by most. He becomes roommates with Eugene Ottinger. He accidentally revives a mechanical heart corpse, Slurp, from a former student, setting in motion darker events. Isaac Knight kidnaps Pugsley to use him as a power source in his experiments. He's trapped, a battery in a machine meant to extract and amplify outcast powers. His relationship with Wednesday deepens, not just sibling rivalry but shared trauma. When she must choose to save Enid, rescue Tyler, destroy threats, Pugsley's life becomes part of her mission. He helps uncover Thing's origin. Despite the horrors, Pugsley learns courage. He is rescued from Isaac's grip. After Nevermore is shut down for safety, he befriends Eugene. Pugsley promises more than explosions. He promises loyalty, heart, and electricity. Thing, the hand that never lets go. Thing isn't just comic relief. He's the soul stitched together by loyalty. This scarred, severed hand is assigned in Season 1 to spy on Wednesday, but he instantly flips allegiance. He taps sass, crawls through vents, hides in pockets. He becomes her shadow, her conspirator, her only true friend when everyone else betrays her. And in the finale, when Laurel stabs him, his near-death breaks Wednesday's icy shell. Uncle Fester stitches him back to life, lightning and all. Season 2 deepens his origin. Morticia reveals Isaac Knight once severed a sentient hand to experiment on outcasts. That hand survived, becoming the loyal creature we know as Thing. The revelation shakes the Addams family and pushes Wednesday to protect him even more. Thing's role expands too. He saves Eugene from a hive fire, steals Laurel's secret notes, and even plays messenger in Enid's rescue mission. In one of the best gags, he writes detention slips for students who cross Wednesday. But Thing is more than gags. His survival represents resilience, the outcast who can't be silenced, who literally crawls back from the grave. By the Season 2 finale, he's part of the final battle, pulling wires from Isaac's machine and saving Pugsley. He's family, he's friend. He's the hand that never lets go. Enid, the Rainbow Wolf. Enid Sinclair begins as a clashing roommate, rainbow sweaters against black dresses, bubbly chatter against deadpan silence. She can't wolf out, disappointing her strict werewolf family. In Season 1, her self-doubt builds until her claws finally burst in the finale. Her full transformation saves Wednesday's life and cements their friendship forever. Season 2 pushes Enid further. She's now an alpha, permanently locked in wolf form after repeated transformations during Isaac's attacks. The show explores how being visibly other changes her dynamic. Some friends fear her, others idolize her. She grows into a leader, pulling together Nevermore students when the school fractures. Her bond with Wednesday evolves from comic relief to sisterhood, fights, reconciliations, and true loyalty. Enid also drives emotional stakes. Her near-death in Isaac's tower haunts Wednesday, pushing her visions harder. Her family visits again, this time proud, but also wary of her alpha status. She has to claim her place, not as a sidekick, not as a victim, but as a wolf who runs her own path. Enid started as pastel sunshine next to a storm cloud. By the end of Season 2, she's a storm of her own. Tyler, the Broken Hide. Tyler Galpin starts as Jericho's charming barista, softening Wednesday's sharp edges. She even lets herself trust him, until the truth hits. He's the Hyde, unleashed by Laurel Gates, tearing the town apart. The boy she kissed becomes the monster she hunts. Season 2 proves his smirk at capture meant everything. Tyler escapes, scarred and torn between guilt and Hyde instinct. He claims he wants redemption, but every move feels like a trick. His bond with Sheriff Galpin cracks further, both haunted by Francoise's legacy. Isaac Knight exploits Tyler's Hyde blood as fuel for experiments, proof the monster can't be killed. At times, Tyler even helps, saving Wednesday in battle, yet his motives stay blurred. By the finale, he survives again, slipping into the shadows. Not ally, not enemy, just a wild card with claws. And that makes him more dangerous than ever. Bianca, the Siren Queen. Bianca Barkley starts as Nevermore's Queen Bee, fencing prodigy, perfect grades, and a siren voice that bends wills. Her rivalry with Wednesday soon reveals deeper struggles, a mother who runs a cult and a gift she fears becoming. By Season 1's end, Bianca shifts from rival to ally, helping defeat Crackstone. Season 2 forces her into leadership, with Isaac Knight rising. Her siren song saves students, but leaves her questioning if she's more than her power. Gabrielle's return sharpens the conflict, dragging Bianca back toward cult politics. Her bond with Wednesday evolves into respect. They're not friends, but in battle, they fight side by side. In the finale, Bianca turns Isaac's forces with her voice, proving her gift can protect, not manipulate. She begins as Queen Bee. She ends as a hero. Principal Barry Dort, the polished politician. Barry Dort takes over Nevermore in Season 2 with sharp suits and smooth talk. Unlike Weems, he's not about protecting students. He's obsessed with optics, donors, and making the academy palatable to Jericho's elite. Behind the charm, Dort is calculating. He pressures Bianca to weaponize her siren voice on wealthy patrons and treats Morticia and Gomez as trophies, while dismissing Wednesday as a liability. When Isaac Knight's threat looms, he downplays the danger to keep parents calm and funding secure. His corruption runs deeper. Dort's tied to anti-outcast groups, shady benefactors, and is willing to sacrifice students for his career. He isn't a monster with claws, he's a bureaucrat who hides malice behind a smile. Wednesday quickly cuts through the act, calling out his hypocrisy in verbal battles that become some of the season's sharpest moments. By the finale, leaked documents expose him as complicit in Isaac's rise, not the mastermind, but guilty of negligence that nearly got students killed. Dort leaves Nevermore disgraced, a reminder that the deadliest villains don't always stab in the dark. Sometimes they just sign papers. Isaac Knight, the new nightmare. Isaac Knight emerges in Season 2 as Nevermore's darkest ghost. Once a brilliant student, his obsession with outcast powers drove him to mutilation. Morticia severed his hand years ago, creating Thing. Presumed dead, he returns stitched together, stronger and more ruthless. Isaac kidnaps Pugsley, siphons abilities from hybrids, and builds a machine to weaponize every outcast gift. His goal, not just revenge, but domination, blurring the line between normies and outcasts by making all powers his own. What makes him chilling is his charisma. He bends students to his side, overshadows Laurel, and convinces enemies to follow him willingly. His final battle nearly destroys everything. Wednesday's visions implode, Enid almost dies, and Thing is ripped apart. In the end, Wednesday shatters his machine, burning Isaac's body. But his scattered notes and surviving followers whisper otherwise. Isaac Knight may be gone in flesh, but his nightmare refuses to die. Uncle Fester, the chaotic spark. Uncle Fester roars into Season 1 with bad jokes, electricity, and a Dalmatian motorcycle. Behind the clowning, he's crucial, reviving Thing, sneaking through Nevermore, and revealing Hyde lore that lets Wednesday unmask Tyler. Season 2 makes him more than comic relief. He mentors Wednesday and Pugsley, bonds with Eugene, and even teaches him to weaponize bees the Addams way. His electric powers prove vital against Isaac Knight, frying circuits, disrupting experiments, and buying time for Wednesday's final strike. Isaac nearly drains him, leaving him scarred, but Fester bounces back with jokes and grit. By the finale, he's not just the zany uncle, he's the chaotic spark keeping the Addams and Nevermore alive. Françoise Galpin, the hidden Hyde. Season 2 delivers a shocking twist. Françoise Galpin, Tyler's long-presumed dead mother, is alive and a Hyde. Imprisoned for 15 years in Willow Hill as Patient 1938, her escape rattles Jericho. Unlike male Hydes, Françoise doesn't need a master, giving her agency her son never had. Her backstory cuts deep. Once a normie, her Hyde emerged after childbirth. Her brother is Isaac Knight, whose experiments use her blood as a template. This ties her directly to the season's central nightmare. Her reunion with Tyler is raw and messy. She pleads for forgiveness, tries to purge her Hyde, but falls into Isaac's schemes. Their bond flickers when they fight side by side, both human and monster, against his machine. But Françoise's story ends in tragedy. In the chaos of Isaac's collapse, she chooses death, letting herself fall while Tyler watches. Her arc reshapes the Hyde mythos. A mother turned martyr, torn between bloodlines and burdens. For Tyler, her death is both devastation and rebirth. For Jericho, it proves one truth: some secrets never stay buried. Agnes DeMille, the Invisible Fan. Agnes DeMille, a vanisher at Nevermore, begins Season 2 as Wednesday's unsettling shadow. She stalks halls, scribbles cryptic notes, and inserts herself into mysteries, obsession disguised as devotion. Enid calls her psycho, and even Wednesday questions her motives. But Agnes proves useful. She slips into invisibility to steal Barry Dort's coral pendant and exposes forces working against Nevermore. Her gift, once a gimmick, becomes a weapon for secrets, betrayals, and survival. Her turning point comes in a support group, admitting she never wanted to replace Enid. She only wanted to belong. For a girl who feels like a ghost among outcasts, that vulnerability reshapes her. By the finale, she evolves from stalker to ally. She helps dig Wednesday out of a grave, stands beside Enid, and chooses friendship over obsession. Agnes starts invisible. She ends unforgettable.